Hey guys, it's Jade. I originally wasn't going to talk about the story because for a number of reasons. But before I get into that, I kind of want to just give like a backstory on this kid and everything. So basically, Achillo and another rapper, they're both Starship trainees, and another kid, Wu Chen, who was on Show Me the Money last season. He's now a Cube trainee, so they came together to do a kind of like this project, little project thing going on. And so they came out with a song the other day. But Achillo, the Starship trainee, he's like in some drama with armies because of comments he made about Namjoon. So basically, what has been said is that allegedly, he says so it's basically Gecko and Namjoon are supposed to be doing a collaboration together. And allegedly, because I'm gonna say it's alleged because I don't know if it's true or not, allegedly he goes and says, so the most godlike rapper and the worst rapper are collaborating. I guess I'm only going to be listening to Gecko's verse. And also he had said something about Namjoon calling him rap retarded, and that was what had armies going ballistic. And so it got spread all over social media. A lot of people was talking about it. I know Alex just did a video yesterday about it. But here is my issue, because there are holes to the story. The first hole is that this was only posted on All K-Pop and in Koreaboo. Now, I don't fuck with either of them sites anymore because they're both full of shit and they can suck a fat one. And they're known for doing like clickbait ass articles and just coming out with just a bunch of bullshit on their sites and stuff like that. So I don't count them as credible sites. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't posted on Soompi or any other site. So I'm like, part of me feels like this might be fake. And so the next thing where I think this might be fake is the response that he allegedly did. Because again, I'm going to say alleged because I don't know if this shit is true or not. So it was on Facebook, and allegedly this is what he said. He says, as a translation, I understand that as a fan, my comments about RM were probably offensive, and I'm sorry about that. But this has nothing to do with me not being able to respect and understand why people being fans of RM. And I actually think it's the other way around. You people are the ones unable to understand why I'm not a fan of RM. If someone said, why do you like RM? I really don't understand. That would be the case that I mentioned. I merely expressed my opinion on the difference in the level of rap skills between Gecko and RM. And then all the groupies and fangirls start spreading this all over the internet. Does that seem right to you? If you have a problem with what I said, just direct message me. You guys really have to do things like this to make yourselves feel better. Okay, so just reading like the translation, I feel like there's something off about this because I don't really know many 12-year-olds that would talk like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Something just feels off about this whole alleged response as well. Just something about this. Reading this, I'm like reading through it again. Something about this just doesn't sit right with me. And you know what I'm saying? And so now I'm feeling like this might be fake, because now it's like coming out that this whole thing is possibly fake, and it was started because I don't know if it was an anti-fan or an army or something like that gave the story to Koreaboo. This is what I'm hearing. So this whole thing is just very conflicting because I don't know if this shit is true or not. But I'm just going to state my opinion. So I'm just going to go on the opinion on that this might actually be true. So if this whole situation did happen and he did say those things about Namjoon, like calling him retarded and things like that, if that is the case, That is career suicide. You do not come for people that are more successful than you. That's the one thing you don't do. Like, we've seen this happen in K-pop. We've seen this outside of K-pop. Like, look at people like Carrie Hilson. She made that diss track to the remix of a song she did, and she was talking about Beyonce and Sierra. I think people tend to forget that she talked about Sierra too, but she mentioned shit about Beyonce and Sierra, and her career was done. No one was fucking with her at that point. Like, her career before she started making, doing her solo music, she was a songwriter. She wrote a lot of hits for a lot of people. And then when she started getting big with her music, she did this remix and was just coming for Sierra and Beyonce. And you already know the Beehive don't fucking play. And even after, like, years after it happened, they was still coming for her. I think it's cooled down now, but for a couple years after it happened, they was not letting her live. Like, every time she did something, they was just tearing her to shreds. And it's also the same thing with the whole Kimmy situation, where she did that diss track about Bomb. Now, if y'all don't, not for the new fans, I'm gonna explain what happened. For older fans, we know what happened. But for new fans, what happened was, back in 2014, this was after the whole Bomb drug scandal situation. And so there was this group that was debuting called Acor. So this song came out. One of the members, Kimmy, did this diss track about Bomb. I think it was for some type of competition. And in this diss track, she is like she just came for her, YG, and just basically everyone in YG. Like, she didn't just come at Bomb, but she came for like pretty much everyone in YG. But she mostly came for Bomb, talking about her plastic surgery, talking about the whole drug scandal, talking about a lot of shit. And as they should, fans were pissed, and it got real ugly real fast. Like, everybody was talking about it. It blew up all over social media. It got to the point where fans were making diss tracks about this girl. Mind you, this group had just debuted like a week or two before, and after that, the group was done. No one fucked with the group. The group ended up eventually disbanding. And then what made it worse was, after this whole situation blew up, she didn't apologize. She kind of just like, well, it was for her and her company, mind you. It was for this competition, and she didn't really apologize. She was kind of like she kind of gave like her and her company kind of gave like a fuck it attitude, and it made things worse, because especially like this whole situation with Bomb, like it was a big deal. Just like this whole Top situation last year, the whole thing with Bomb was a big deal because it was dealing with, drugs and things like that. People calling her a drug user, and that whole thing. Bomb ain't the same after that. So, how sensitive that situation was then, it ruined her and the group. And it was a mess. It was a whole ass mess. So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, if he was going this route, it's not looking good for you, fam. Like, you ain't even officially debuted yet. And if it's the case that you really out here calling Namjoon retarded, it's not gonna look good for you, bro. Like, it's one thing when you have your opinion. Like, you don't have to like Namjoon. That's completely fine. But to really call him out his name and to call him a retard, that's totally uncalled for. It's a difference between stating your opinion and being disrespectful. Like I said before, this is just in the case that this is true. Now, if this comes out not being true, I'm gonna need whoever I don't know if it was an army, I don't know if it was an I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna need y'all to stop with the bullshit, because y'all already was doing this fuck shit a couple weeks ago with this whole Beckon situation. I didn't talk about this, but the whole Beckon situation, and with the girl at the fan meeting, and y'all and whoever was mistranslating what he said to the girl, and to make it seem like Becky was kind of like downplaying, depression and suicide, when that wasn't even the case. And he had to like apologize for something that he didn't even do, because some anti-fan purposely mistranslated what he said. And then also, I'm gonna need fans to, before you go sharpen your pitchforks and whip out your tiki torches, I'm gonna need y'all to actually do your research before y'all go ahead and go on y'all rants. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, people, you gotta fact check this shit, because it is possible that this whole situation may not be true. And y'all sitting here sending death threats to this 12-year-old. Yes, he is a kid. And yes, if he did say this, that is fucked up. But just to threaten this kid is completely uncalled for. And for a story that isn't true. And my thing is like I said, if all K-pop and Korea Blue are the only places that talked about the story, why in the blue hell is y'all thinking that this is some credible ass story, when we know that they do some fuck shit? That's what they do. Like, why would y'all even think that this was a credible story coming from those two places? Like, seriously? You know what I'm saying? Just like, y'all need to really like stop putting out these fake stories about people, getting people in a whole bunch of unnecessary drama and all this other shit. Like, this shit is getting out of control, and it's only like the 10th of January. Guys, come on. We're only 10 days into the new year, and there's already been some bullshit. Between the whole Beckham situation, between this situation, between this whole Logan Paul fuck shit, and it's just like, really, y'all? Really? It's only 10 days. Get it together, people. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about this. At first I didn't want to, but, after kind of doing a little bit more digging, and like more stuff has came out saying that this is possibly fake, I was like, I'm gonna just kind of state my opinion on, because I did talk about this with Alex the other day. But yeah, so like I said, if he did say it, that's fucked up. If he didn't say it, that's fucked up on the ones that's like threatening him and things like that. So I'm hoping that Starship makes a statement, because they need to, because this kid is getting completely dragged and ripped to shreds out here on social media, and it ain't looking good for him. So if it's not true, something needs to be done. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to kind of talk about this real quick. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.